Hey guys, my name's Andrew. I was just wanting to kind of throw up a quick guide about how to, navigate with the in getting the Stream Deck Plus and Companion set up with Nomad. I saw a lot of questions and comments on the Facebook pages on the ETC Nomad page, then also on the just the regular EOS page as well about how to get this. Started and set up and ready to go. So why don't we get into it? Um, yeah, let's. So first thing you want to do, open your browser. If you want to get a companion installed. So with companion, you'll have to on the website you'll have to create you'll have sign in and log in and create a login and whatnot in order to download the software. Not that big of a deal. So there we go. So you just hit, downloads right there. And once you've logged in, you can just hit downloads. It'll bring you to this page. So you can download Companion and then, put it on your computer or on another computer. Or you can even download a Raspberry Pi and have it go through the Pi. So like if you wanted to put it into a console, you could have it set up on the Raspberry Pi. So you don't have to have a full computer next to you. You just have a little Raspberry Pi set up. So I said you can put it on Linux, you can put it on Mac, on the Intel or the Apple Silicon, the Apple Silicon, or the or Windows as well. So just tap it, download it. It shouldn't take very long. It's not a very big file. So yeah, so once you get that going and downloaded, you can then I'm gonna close out of it, but you can then go find go get Stefan Staub's file that he created, companion file that he created, because it's a really good solid base to start from. So we're gonna find that etc eos os nomad etc nomad stream deck plus. So just gonna look for this the GitHub file from stub from yep stub and eos stream deck plus. Kind of what you're looking for. You don't have to sign up to get this file. So cool. So once you're here, you can hit release 3, eos3.config file. There you go. Once you're here, you can come over here to the three dots and hit download, and it'll download it. Cool. All right, that's kind of where we're at for now. That's all we need. Once you get Companion installed, you can install Companion, and then once you get that installed, you can go ahead and open it. So it's gonna first, by default, it's gonna open in on the loopback network interface, which is fine for probably about 90% of you. What you're gonna do is you're going to what happened here? Cool. You are going to probably be running your Stream Deck Plus on the same computer that you're running your Nomad off of. So that's fine, but you can, if you want to, like, go into a different, if you're running it off of a different interface or two different computers, you just select the network output that you are connecting to, whether it be through Wi-Fi or an Ethernet port. So we'll just leave it on localhost, and we're going to launch the GUI. Cool. So this is the first window you're going to see. These are all the connections and whatnot that you can do. So there's a bunch of different options. There's ETC EOS, there's QLab, there's different audio consoles, video stuff, video switchers. You can control some PTZs directly. There's a bunch of options there. But we're gonna ignore this for now. Just how you would add things. You just hit add and add it. Then you put in like the IP address and whatnot of the device you're using. So we're gonna skip this for now because we're just gonna go through these tabs really quickly. Here's the button page. So this is your layout for all your buttons. This is how you add and change and modify your buttons for your Stream Deck and as well as the encoders for the Stream Deck Plus. Cool. Yeah, and there you got like 99 pages to deal with and whatnot. Surfaces. This is where you can adjust your settings for any of the surfaces you have. So I have an Excel and a Stream Deck Plus plugged in. Here's some the settings. You can change the startup page, offset the X grid. You change adjust your brightness. You can change the direction that the buttons are facing. You can do regular 90, which is the normal setup, or the normal, or 90 degree counterclockwise, 90 degree clockwise, 180 degrees. You can set up however you want. Cool. You got triggers, which you can have trigger different buttons or whatnot based on different things. Probably not really going to use it, but you can explore it more if you want to later on. Settings. There's a whole bunch of settings in here. You change your default settings for whether the top bar. There's just a bunch of different little settings that you can adjust and change and do things. You'd look through it because there's a lot. It's hard to go through each one, especially in the. I just want to make this a quick video. Oh, great! Fuck! Somebody opened my door. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So import export. This is probably the one you're going to use the most. So if you want to import to basically load a file and export to save a file, and then you can reset your configuration. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. So this is basically where we'll upload the stobs file as well. Log. It's a log, so you can export and send that off. Clear. It's a log, right? Cool, so we're going to come back to this page and we're going to go ahead and import. Cool, so here's the eos3.companion config. And I'm just going to select that and open it. And it's going to be, you want all this stuff. You want the buttons, the triggers, custom variables, surfaces. You just want everything. There we go. And we're going to reset and import. And just close that welcome thing. You don't really need that. So we go back to connections. And you see we're on the, so you select your module here. You got the ETC EOS module. And you got your target IP for the loopback, which works. Again, you'd only need to change it if you're running to a different device than what's on if you're running Nomad on a different device than what you're running the companion software on. Cool. So we got that running. So we're going to minimize that, and I'm going to start EOS. So if you go into settings here and network, this is where you'll find your IP address. If you need to, to find out if you're on running a different computer for your Nomad versus your companion, this is where you're going to find all that information. All right. So yeah, you got that. So we're just going to cancel because I don't need any of that information. Once you hit primary or whatever you want to run it as, I'm going to run it as primary. So cool, it's open and ready to go. We're going to go back to the GUI and it's connected right here. Let's go to buttons. All right, so here we got he's got about 6 pages worth of stuff here. First page is, basic setup is the basic menu to select where you kind of want to go. Second page is all the info, basically. It's going to be the setup page. And then the third page is the this is your wheel page. This is the encoder page with all your information that you need in there. And fourth page, this is a cue playback section that he's got set up. And then fifth page is another. This is your soft key page. And finally, for the sixth page, this is a submaster page. He's got subs 1 through 4 set up here. So you can use the encoders to control those as well. So I'm going to scroll back to the wheel page, which I believe was 3. Yep. And we're going to pull up the Stream Deck Plus now, and I'm going to get on to my encoder page for the wheels. There we go. Let me rearrange that sucker. Cool. So as we kind of scroll through it, you see that there's a bunch of information put into each button. So each button is going to have a button will have two different actions you can do. There's a press action, and then there's a release action, and then you can put whatever commands you want in there. We'll go back to the top here, and so here we have a text section, font, text color, background color. This is that top bar, so you can show or hide. That's that little bar that shows the information of the page number, the button number, and then if there's steps, it'll show you the steps. Cool. And then and there's your text orientation, your picture orientation if you want to add a picture for your button instead of text. All right, now we got so we got relative delays. We can delay the whole button, and then you can delay specific actions based on that. Okay, progress. So what progress is going to do is you have multiple steps, and you have progress enabled. You push the button, it's going to automatically go to the next step. If you don't have it if you don't have it on, you'll need to manually create an internal queue for that to trigger to go to the next step or go to a different step. Rotary actions. This is where you enable your encoders to have to rotate left or right. It'll add a rotate left and a rotate right action on top of the push down and the push and the release action as well. Cool. Let's take a look to see what it looks like when we kind of use it through Nomad. So I'm going to select the fixture here. There we go. Got a fixture selected. And as you can see, intensity has popped up. And now I'm controlling the intensity on the Nomad. Now let's hit focus. So we got pan and tilt. And I'm going to change this from course to acceleration so it moves a little bit faster for me. So there we go, and then we have our X and our Y, and if we hit it again, we have our Z, and then we have our position speed. Cool. And now we have color, so we have our CMY, because this is a CMY fixture, and then we have our colors, color flags right here, our diacroix, color wheel. Awesome. And then we have our hue, saturation, and our correction to blue, correction to orange, and that's it for that. And then image, AC, gobos. You can push it, you can just go through the menus as well. Form, iris, macros, LED, there we go. And then this fixture also has shutters, so it shows shutters. Cool. Let's go back to intensity. Now, something you guys probably noticed is that the encoder buttons here on the Stream Deck Plus did not change any of the encoder bar on the Nomad. It's not set up to do that, but I'll show you guys how to set that up and make that work. Cool, so we'll go back to our GUI here. Okay, so what you're going to do is click on, we'll try and start with intensity. And you see here we got 2 steps, so we need to make sure we do this on both steps. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an action. How we do that? So we're going to add on a press. We are going to open this little folder here, right here, and open the ETC EOS module. Now you see we got all these different commands that we can do. You see we can add press a key, we can go, we can black out, do a bunch of things. We want the OSC command button. So I added that. Now we have that. I'm going to just see if it'll EOS key there. Awesome. I know that. So EOS key, and now we want the encoder I want the encoder category button. So we're just going to search for that encoder. Once I have that, I'm just going to scroll down, and it's right here. So encoder category and intensity. Let's copy all that information, and we're going to put that right there. So now that that's in there, I'm going to copy that, and we're just going to put it on step 2. So now that I've used that, I can just drop down and paste, copy and paste that again. Same thing, we'll do focus. Scroll all the way down and drop down menu because we used it. Intensity, but we don't want intensity anymore. We want focus. Already, you just have to cross-reference on the sheet on the OC sheet here, but I remember that it's basically the same. It is what it is. Category is what the category is. Focus, cool. So we're just going to copy that again and go to step 2 and do the same thing. Add in focus. There we go, and go to color. I'm only probably going to do this up through color. Just to kind of show you guys how that works. And we're going to get rid of focus, add in color, Control A and Control C, and do that again one more time. Paste. There we go. So cool. Now, I did say this won't quite exactly follow along because the paging on the Stream Deck Plus versus the paging on the Nomad is slightly different, especially for the and also the Nomad will always go back to the first page versus the Stream Deck will go back to the page you left it on, or it might be vice versa. One of the two does, because I can't quite remember. But let's kind of show you exactly now. So we'll hit pan. As you see, also the Stream Deck Plus shows it just attribute after it's just right after attribute after attribute. It doesn't page them at all separately like the Nomad does. You might be able to play with that and kind of fudge it a little bit if you feel like it. But this is just the setup, how it's set up. Cool. So we got our pan, our tilt, and there we go. So pan, tilt, and changing, and our color, cyan, magenta, saturation. So now if I go to hue saturation and hit pan tilt, so now we're off, right? So it's the Nomads goes back to the page it left on versus the Stream Deck always goes back to page 1. So pan and tilt. So we'll hit just get it back to page 1 and page 1. There we go. So now, so I'm going to hit there and there. So we should be back to all lined up. And there we go. So as I said, it hasn't changed at all there. And then we can go, do our cues. We can go, as you see, it's showing the percentage of it playing back, how much time it's got remaining, previous queue, next queue, active queue. There we go, and see it on the Stream Deck. It's it's playing away here. On the Nomad, it's playing away. Cool, awesome. I'm going to let's go back to menu, base panel. I should have a. Thought it was the Flexi format data live blind. I guess it's not there. Cool, no worries. Soft keys, marks, more soft keys. So there's your soft keys. There you go. Submasters, and you got your submasters here. We'll go all the way to the top, and you can submaster 2. There we go. Now that we've overridden it, I'm going to go to queue out really quickly. Yeah, so that the submasters work with a hitch. if you manually adjust the intensity of a sub, it will not relate back to the Stream Deck Plus. So, like for example, I'm on sub two. If I manually sub two at, we'll say, what am I at, 50? Put that to 50. You see here on the Stream Deck Plus, it didn't change. If I change it on the Stream Deck Plus, go to 31, it'll jump back down to 31. So that's a minor little hiccup if that is too much. So you got to remember that when messing with things. Cool. Cool. Yeah. So we'll go back to let's go back to the GUI a little bit and kind of we'll kind of go over the using buttons a little bit more. So yeah, here so you click on whatever button you want. It'll create a button. Then you can do whatever you want. So there's feedbacks, which will you can different actions or different like settings. You can set it up so it'll do different things. Like it'll change the background color if this is true or if this is true, type things, and then you can then add steps and whatnot, which are basically just it's another layer of actions that you can do. So like if you press it once, if you go to the next step, it'll be like it'll just have more actions and available to you and whatnot. So you yeah, when you open the folder, you have all your so you have a bunch of internal actions here that you can activate. You can set pages, set steps of different buttons, do different things, set color, the background color, do a lot of different things internally within the Stream Deck Plus. Now you have to go to your module here, and that's where all your OSC, or all not OSC, well OSC, but all your ETC Nomad commands are going to be. So you can add we'll add a key press here, and we can add a key press. So one is just the default one, but we can add undo, for example. So I'll add undo. Now, because this is not on I'm going to change our font. This isn't on the Stream Deck Plus at all. This is going to be, it's off the 4x4 area of the Stream Deck Plus. I'm just going to hit test here, and there you go. It brought up the undo page. So as I said, this is just kind of a quick and dirty setup and demonstration of how the Stream Deck Plus works. Feel free to message me or comment about questions, or don't ridicule me too bad. I'm not really trying to become content, just trying to get the information out there and give. A lot of people have been curious about it and wondering if it's right for them. Well, you can kind of view it and see what you think, and decide if that might be something that you would want. Again, it's another one of those, you have to be running other software on top of the Nomad, which isn't always the most favorable thing to do, but it's another option instead of paying the $4,000 for the programming wing. And I mean, you don't even, or you can even use it on top of with the programming wing, because you can set the buttons to be like specific macros or other various things. So you have quicker access to it. But yeah, so again, feel free to comment, message me if you have any questions, or about like if you can do something, if you can't do something. Yeah, well, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to give me any constructive criticism. Again, I'm not trying to create a whole bunch of content, just trying to get the information out there and allow people to do what they want with it, and or explore it a little bit more themselves. Yeah, so again, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys on the Facebook pages.